Have you ever looked at a painting and thought, I like it, but I can't explain why? Or maybe the opposite, you just can't connect with a piece that everyone else seems to love? That's what this 10-part series, Responding to Art, is all about. I'll give you the tools to move beyond I like it or I don't like it to I like it because, or I don't like it because. And by the end, not only will you be able to understand why a painting works, then apply those ideas to your own art, but you'll be able to walk through an art gallery armed with the knowledge of what makes a painting successful or not. Welcome to Responding to Art. In my studio, I keep a quote by Marc Chagall on the wall, and it reads, "If I create from the heart, nearly everything works. If from the head, almost nothing." I know this probably seems like a strange place for me to start, considering we're about to talk about analyzing art in a more objective way, but it is an intentional choice, and here's why. I believe great compositions come from both analysis and intuition. You see, every one of us possesses the natural ability to recognize and create compositions that work. The real challenge is when we let our minds get in the way and we second guess what we already know intuitively. That's why this series isn't just about training you to recognize what makes a strong composition, but it's also about building the confidence to trust your instincts as an artist. Now, let's talk about something important. Responding to art will always be a subjective experience, and that's just the nature of art and the nature of being human. And of course, you're allowed to like what you like, but here's the key. It's easy to confuse taste with quality. They're not the same thing. Just because you like a piece doesn't mean it's a strong artwork. It might be. And disliking an artwork doesn't mean it's not a successful piece. So this is where reasoned criticism comes in. It's a way to back up your personal response to art with clear, objective criteria. But I'm not planning to dive into that just yet. First, we need to build a foundation with some key ideas. Later in this series, I'll walk you through the 4 steps of reasoned criticism. Stick with me. You want to see how this all comes together. So, what makes an artwork successful? This question has been debated throughout history. All I know is that when I critique art, whether for exhibitions, awards, or applications, I focus on 3 main areas. Number 1 is technical skills. That's how well the materials and techniques are handled. Technical skills matter, but they can also be improved through practice, workshops, and research. And since there are numerous ways to develop your skills, this series will not be focusing on technique. Number 2 is content. That's the subject, idea, or emotion the artist is trying to communicate. Content is personal. It's what you're expressing as an artist, the feelings or thoughts you want to stir up in the viewer. Keep in mind, not all art has a clear subject matter, but all successful art should spark something in the viewer, whether that's emotion, curiosity, or reflection. If a viewer looks at your art and says, that's nice, and then walks away without giving it another thought, the content likely isn't strong enough. But since content is personal, it's something for you to explore on your own time and won't be part of this series. Number 3 is composition. Now, that's where all the magic really happens. It's the design that holds a work of art together, the arrangement of elements that make an artwork feel complete and balanced. And here's the thing, I would rather personally spend time with a painting that's technically imperfect, but has a strong, interesting composition, than with a perfectly painted piece that feels flat or boring. That's why this series will focus on composition, because learning how to build strong compositions will elevate every aspect of your experience with art. So if you've ever wanted to understand why a piece of art works or how to make your own work stronger, this is the series for you. I took everything I learned in 7 years of post-secondary education in art and over 20 years as a gallery artist and condensed it all into this series. In the next episode, we'll dive into composition, starting with the elements of design. Make sure to subscribe and follow along. I promise, once you start looking at art this way, you'll never see it the same way again.